of questions come in through these various platforms, and decided to share some of these questions with you and hopefully give you some insight and some answers that will frequently come up when you're doing private money lending. And so question, have you borrowed funds to cover your EMD, which is earnest money deposit, or have you lent to anyone to cover their EMD? I have an investor looking to borrow money for EMD, earnest money deposit. I have an investor looking to borrow money for EMD. They said it twice, $2,500 for 30 days in this case. I'd love to hear what terms people are getting and how you structure the loan. Would you put a lien on the property? What fees and how much would you charge or pay if you are borrowing? So how would you begin that? It sounds like this is a type of transactional funding. Is that what you heard in the question?
Yeah, if the loan term is 30 days, it's to me it's transactional funding. Yeah, so it's a form of transactional funding. So in transactional funding is a loan that is a quick turnaround, pretty much.
Right. Sometimes a few hours, right? It could be just as short as a few
Yeah.
hours or a day or two or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So how do you feel as a lender loaning on earnest money deposit? First, let's describe what earnest money deposit is. So basically you're going out and the borrower is going out and they put a property under contract. And with that contract, there is a deposit that sits generally in escrow, just to tell a seller serious about buying the property. And then once the transaction takes place, that money goes towards the purchase of that property. So it could be $1,000, 2,500, 3,000. That case. So that's the definition of a earnest money deposit. And so, what you think about that? Like, I know there's a lot of stuff on YouTube that are telling these buyers and borrowers to ask for everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ask the
So
lender for everything, right?
yeah, as the lender, no, I'm not loaning on earnest money deposit, but as an investor that's looking to acquire property, I would partner with someone and put up the earnest money deposit for equity
Right.
in the deal. But as the lender, I'm not loaning on earnest money deposit. What about you?
Yeah, no, I think as a lender, the deposit, as we know, along with the down payment, is always the riskiest position
Yeah,
for the loan. And I'm not interested in doing that. Number two, um, it's not worth the headache though. Like $2,500. Like what, even if I charge them a flat fee, I just feel like that $2,500 for myself would be better used somewhere
yeah,
else.
yeah. I definitely agree. That's why lenders have a minimum loan amount. And $2,500, if you charge 100%, $2,500, that's another $2,500 you make, which that probably would make sense. But being in a risky position and I'm pretty sure you're not in first lien position with that
Right.
$2,500, so it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, the cost 30, because 30 days is, to me, that's a long time, right? So like you said, if you're definitely not coming in first lien position. It's a loan. You get title insurance on that loan. That's another, $150 that's added on to the closing cost of that loan. Um, what else? Are we requiring to be named on the insurance, and we got to
Yeah,
follow behind other
yeah,
people? So it's just so many things, um, so many moving parts, right? And one of them is title insurance, and I'm not going a day without title insurance.
yeah, yeah.
or some way to how to mitigate my risk on $2,500. But if you feel like you can lose the
Mhm.
2,500,
Yeah.
up to
Yeah.
you
So
to
I guess the answer to the question is you don't lend on earnest money deposit.
you can, but we
You
don't.
can, yeah, but
But
in
I
my
just think that when you're gonna be asked a whole bunch of questions, right? They're gonna get all kind of people that want you to lend them money in all type of situations, and you just have to ask yourself, one, is it worth your time? You know, and two, how are you going to mitigate your risk?
yeah, yeah. And
And
also,
and
go ahead.
that's it. And if it becomes a headache, then the answers are no.
Yeah. And also establish a lending criteria. For Anitra and I, we lend on residential fix and flips and buy and holds. And it's that simple. We had people inquire about business loans and things like that. That's not our lending criteria. And on earnest money deposit, that's not our lending criteria, so it doesn't fit in our lending box.
Exactly. Stick to
Yeah.
your criteria.